Hey YouTube, welcome back to FanUn Project. Today we are going to be talking about a topic that I know you guys have been wondering about for quite a while. Now there's been details of FanUn Project have been pretty closely guarded. In fact, I'm the only person that knows every single plot related detail. And first off, what I'd like to talk to you today about is the inspirations behind FanUn Project and the history of how it came to be. So today, basically, this is a brief introduction on what you're going to find out in the upcoming series, The History of FanUn Project. Let's get started. So the biggest thing to say is, growing up, I watched a lot of Disney, later on anime, a lot of cartoons, and so FanUn Project was heavily influenced by a lot of the unreal style of cartoons, and it's one of the reasons why so many things can happen in the show that you might not expect, but they happen in a way that works, which is pretty darn important. And let's see, another big thing that influenced FanUn Project was various novels and manga and comic books. I grew up reading DC and Marvel superhero comics. I grew up reading a ton of Naruto. I actually have every volume in this closet, as well as a movie collection, which I'm not going to show you guys today because it's pretty disorganized. In addition to that, there was a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Charmed. Those were pretty big influences on my storytelling style, my approach to the supernatural. I read a lot of Goosebumps novels growing up, and I've actually gotten to Stephen King, become a big fan of his. Although, while Stephen King is pretty amazing, I'm actually a slightly bigger fan of Nostalgia Critic talking about Stephen King. So that's actually how I what my biggest way of consuming Stephen King media. Okay, enough about that. Recently there's been a big resurgence in 90s nostalgia. And that's something that's pretty exciting to me, as I remember growing up with a ton of VHSs, Saturday morning cartoons, watching Disney. I remember all of that. And one of the other things that I like to look at as an example of both how some things worked really, really great and how to not do things is Disney's Hercules. That's kind of like a fun thing that I enjoy looking back on and going, oh, you should not do that, but that kind of worked. Although if you want to hear more about that, I could talk about it at a later date in a video, or you can just go watch Lindsay Ellis's video, because she does a really great job talking about it. Growing up, yeah, I was big into Disney cartoons, Cartoon Network. I saw a lot of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Juniper Lee, Codename Kids Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So yeah, while FanUn Project has the ability and can and will occasionally get very dark in spots, that's just it. Little spots where it narratively makes sense. For the most part, it's a pretty family-friendly show that everyone can enjoy, and that's something I really wanted to go for with this, as there's not a lot of media out there these days. So I guess while I'm trying to make it so it's not a giant ball of nostalgia and tropes, it kind of is. FanUn Project is a way to make it so a lot of TV and media have been excessively dark these days, or to use a term that has been beaten to death, edgy. Yeah, there's been so many of them, and I'm basically bringing back a lot of the lightheartedness that we don't have a lot of anymore on TV. A lot of that belief that anything can happen. I mean, of course, there's going to be logical reasons why things are happening. Like, it's not going to be like all of a sudden, oh my goodness, he did what, how, and why. It's not going to be like that. everything has a decent enough reason. And let's see. Besides all that, anime has been a very huge influence. My anime fascination started with Sailor Moon, then branched out into Naruto, later on Full Metal Alchemist, Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Then I kind of just started watching everything, and I really enjoy doing anime criticism. I like to critique anime and talk about what makes a show good or bad and why I like a show. Because there are occasions where there will be shows that I will enjoy that other people might go, oh my gosh, that's a bad show, why do you like it? But sometimes you just watch it because of that. On a related note, a show that is intentionally bad, like I don't know how many of you have heard of abridged series. They take a show, usually an anime, and they basically shorten it into like usually less than 10 minutes in length. And it's a bunch of gags thrown together, and it still has a slight plot. Well, imagine if there was something with the humor of an abridged show, except it was a whole series. Then you get Ghost Stories, which has been a thing, bit of an inspiration humor-wise. Not sure if that's a good thing. Yeah, I like analyzing anime, especially when I'm working on writing anything. As in anime, there isn't really a boundary to what you can do, and that, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to do it. As my goal for FanUn Project and what I have been told is just write what you want, and then we'll tell you if we can make it or not. So that's essentially kind of what I'm doing. I mean, the point of having a good show is when you can make things that sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, that should not work, and you make it work. You just make it work. But you make it work in a way that is good. Like, you're not gonna have a bunch of bad, horribly written things go, and then next thing you know, whoa, this really cool thing happens, and wow, that was amazing. No, you have to make it so there's a decent build-up. Anyway, so yeah, Ghost Stories is a little bit of an influence. Then you've got your cute little things like Fruits Basket, Princess Tutu, Spice and Wolf. You got your shonens, Soul Eater, Blue Exorcist. Oh, Tokyo Ghoul has been something I've been watching a lot of lately, and that's pretty cool. You've got all sorts of things, and I keep up with regular airing anime. I actually got traumatized by Magical Girl site a few months earlier this year. That was intense, and if you want an explanation of that, just look at Pedantic Romantic's video on that. That was a good one. Let's see. And of course, since everyone does have different tastes, I do occasionally watch things. Like I said, I will occasionally enjoy things other people may not like. Like, I like Sword Art Online. Does it have a lot of plot holes? Yes. Is it enjoyable still? Yes. Are there some things that were definitely not okay, like the Alfheim Online bit with Asuna? Yes. But will I look past that and keep watching because there are a lot of good things? Yes. Am I keeping up with the latest season? Yes, of course. Do I really want to hear Mother's Basement's a YouTube channel I watch called Mother's Basement's thoughts on season 3? Yes, I mean, it's airing for an entire year, and that's how he gets his primary stream income. Anyway, enough about other YouTubers. I'm sorry, keep talking about other YouTubers. Actually, you know what? I should bring that up because you guys help me a lot, because watching your videos not only teaches me how to think critically about other media, it makes me think, okay, if this person was critiquing FanUn Project, what would they think? And so, you know what? I really hope that you guys do end up watching FanUn Project and maybe talk about us a little bit and critique it. So, I mean, obviously we're not in anime, so there's a few channels like Glass Reflection or Digibro that probably will not if they do watch us, probably will not talk about us just because they try to stay specifically on anime. But you know what? If they want to talk about us, maybe just come pop over here for a collaboration. You guys are all welcome. I respect you all. And this show, you guys have, without even knowing it, played a part in helping get this show to the final product you will see next year. And thank you. So yeah, between everything, books, oh, I can't forget about books, Inkheart. It's been an amazing book, inspirational, I'll talk about later. So I do have to get going now, but thank you for tuning in. And remember to like FanUn Project and subscribe for more videos. This has been a slight introduction as to what inspired FanUn Project. Thanks. Bye.